Go to our channel and see if you can.
They show that we're live. On here it says waiting. Oh, it says we're live now. Where do you want me to announce it?
Discord. We're live now, so anybody
General
who.
chat?
Yeah.
Impromptu.
Testing out our new setup.
Say where the question's gonna pop in, or the text on the right.
Hey, Logan.
Is it working?
Must
okay.
be working.
All right, there we go.
We'll repeat ourselves a few times, but we are trying out our new little setup so we can do some different stuff here. We'll probably do more regular streaming, some live streaming, but
Yeah.
just giving it a test run today randomly in the middle of the day. How much do y'all bench?
How much should we bench? Oh, I don't know how much I bench. I'm gonna cap out at 250 for sure. I'm a puller. I'm not a pusher.
More definitely more pullers.
Yep. Deadlift a lot more. Bent row a lot more. Pull up a lot more. Bench. Ugh.
Might be able to row more than I bench anymore with my shoulder.
I can row a lot more than my bench. That's for sure.
You can hear us fine. Everything's all good as we kind of get tested. Are we not super loud or?
Yeah, hopefully the volume is good. Yeah, what we're going to do today, we're just honestly going to open up some equilibrium boxes and
Crack some packs and answer some questions and test out our video equipment.
Yeah, so you get to be kind of guinea pigs with us.
With us. We're the guinea
We're testing
pigs.
ourselves and get to do it there.
Yes, I technically have like 5 different cameras we could run right now, so it's hard to know where to look right now. And
So I
I
don't know
also
where to
the
look.
stream is off to the side, so I can look at you, or I can wave to you, or I can. If I look at the stream, no, I can't see you. That's gonna take some practice.
So yeah, we'll do pack battle, opening up some stuff, see who's got the better box. I got a good feeling about my box, and then kind of talk about some cool things coming up and answer some questions and
Stuff we do anyway. Just let people watch it.
yeah, exactly.
If you have any questions, you can throw them in there, and we don't want to get running too fast because I think Ridge just posted it in Discord.
Yeah.
So potentially, it's also middle of the day. It is what 12:20. We're in Central Time right now, so 12:23 here. So
10 back in California.
Anywhere from 10:23 to 1:23
for just the U.S.
If we can catch anybody on their
Most of the U.S.
Catch anybody on their work break right now.
Yeah, right.
Lunch break. Are any of you guys at work right now?
I'll say for the people that live in Vegas.
Give you some entertainment. Move the face cam up. That way your face is above the Rising Empire and Alpha. All right, we can do that. I can switch it up. I have multiple overlays I can do. I've been practicing.
So they want to switch.
Ryo, thanks for all the videos you sent me. Get me started. We got I watched them. Got set up.
Yeah, it's been a process. So getting the rig and the lighting.
Yes, Ridge basically said, hey, I want to do this, figure it out, which this is not my area of expertise. Neither of us are extremely technically savvy.
Yeah, say this isn't our.
This is out of our wheelhouse, but
yeah,
this is part of our, as we've talked about with the Clash Grounds or the Progenitors Gambit and stuff coming up, that we do have a whole streaming rig and setup and everything.
So we'll have for the Gambit for the U.S., we'll have something like this running throughout the whole event.
Yep.
It'll look pretty much like this. Maybe change some overlays and other stuff, but
Yep.
pretty much should be that.
Setup's nice. Those videos are live. I keep those saved. Yeah, live videos. Keep them saved.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to do this. Love the overlay. I appreciate it. Made that this morning while we were waiting to start filming. So it's kind of a last minute thing. We thought it didn't look
No.
the best with no overlay, and we also just filmed a little
Like a new how-to.
kind of a new how-to
Yeah.
video that's going to
Quick.
need not a lot of editing, but it's going to be a quick cut
Yeah. Quick,
kind of a thing. We've heard
yeah.
a lot that we need more updated learn to play. So
And with this setup, we'll be able to do live gameplay. There's a lot more.
Yeah, see how good my overhead is.
Avarice looks good on camera.
It's like playing. I told Ridge this is like playing. Do any of you play video games with an inverted controller? Because that's what I feel like on these different cameras. Is like, I feel like I'm moving everything the wrong way.
I feel like the games that you fly in, people prefer the inverted joystick, but
Yeah, I hated it. I was not an inverted joystick
yeah.
person. But the funny thing is about ripping packs and boxes, I think every set, I don't know if I've opened more than a couple of
Yeah,
just
more than a
full
handful of
boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually we do some pack rips and
Yeah.
we do a lot of testing.
Normally,
stuff
yeah, I say we open boxes before
before we
and
get to that
yeah,
point.
before we get to
But
just to make sure everything's how it's.
if anybody has any, Mr. Frick says used to play 100% inverted, but I taught myself last year how to not do that anymore.
Oh man,
I feel like that would be hard.
that is hard.
That would be hard to do.
Yeah.
Yo,
for sure.
Clashers, what's up, No Pro? I need to move the
I feel
computer
like
that's
the-
kind of behind the camera so I can look at the
Oh, I
camera
can't
while
reach that one.
I'm doing that.
Dare I use the tear tab? Tear tab's gotten better. over
Yeah,
the
how you
sets.
guys? How's everybody enjoying ripping Equilibrium? I think some of you. I saw Ryan Roper last night as I was trying to go to bed. Started posting himself ripping boxes, so I just
Wow.
laid in bed and watched him, which gave me some motivation for this morning. Any novel readers
Ooh,
out there
double hit.
like that? Not like that?
Spoilers.
Spoiler. What'd you get?
Double hit pack first.
Double Avenging Guy hit pack.
Yep. Hitting the mark.
I got an Avenging Guy pack too.
And trusting instincts.
Zhao Li, crafty assistant.
Okay.
Don't rub it in. We're still waiting. Gravecrawler. Are you waiting on? Are you
I think
waiting on
Gravecrawler
product?
might be in the UK.
Yeah, you're in Europe somewhere.
Yeah. I'll put my hits on. to the
Merciless and Gravecrawler. Are you guys both in the UK? Remind me. It's hard to remember everybody's names and Discord names and YouTube
Yeah.
names and real names, and I get them all.
side.
Get
Man,
everybody mixed up. I try to keep that separated.
I feel like these packs are not as easy to open at the center. Oh,
He
I
just
must be doing something wrong.
he doesn't have the grip like I got.
Problem is, I pull too hard. Like, going back to the bench or pull. I pull too hard, and then I ruin it. So,
Yeah, we've damaged the card
uncommon.
before.
Morak, the Desecrator.
Yeah, you're both in the UK. Okay, so I know I've talked to a couple people in Discord, but this is the third set in a row since we've been with European distribution where they did not put in an order until
Within the.
after the set had already released.
Yep.
UK, don't worry, you're hooking us up now at Teacup. Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
So we
Teacup's
got a
doing
new
great.
partner over there with Leaky Teacup, which I think a couple of you are familiar with. But yes, that's the third time in a row they did not put in an order. So their orders were due in January, and some of them are just putting in orders now. We're not ordering, so we're still working with them. They like to wait.
Clarity Contender. All right. That's my hit.
Yeah. Someone said, what camera are you using on the top-down view? If you're using OBS, you might want to bump up the OBS quality. Yeah, so we're using OBS. We have we have 3 eMeet streaming cameras, and we actually switched out the top-down eMeet camera to my iPhone because I just got a new iPhone yesterday, so we were messing with it, and the picture was a little better.
Yeah.
But yes, we need to probably go into some of the settings and bump it up for some of the top-down stuff.
See, we're learning. Oh, come on. You know what? My fingers still hurt. I just realized from
Putting
our
the
new
booth
banner.
together.
As I was pinching the pack, I was like, man, my fingers hurt. So we
Yeah.
got, I don't know.
Wait till you guys see it this weekend.
Yeah, if those of you that saw part of our booth at Capital City Card Convention, that's a pretty cool setup. The reason why our fingers hurt is because when you have to put the fabric into the framing, the first 3 sides are really easy. I mean, it goes in like no problem. Then you have to somehow stretch the fabric enough to then fit it into the groove so that it's like tight and fitted.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really stretch like the whole time.
The whole time you're just
You're like pinching with your fingers in it.
My fingers are kind of sore too.
As soon as
We got to find a new way to do that.
yeah.
That's gotta be a better way to do that.
So it just made me think. As soon as I started pulling on the pack, I'm like, man, my fingers hurt. So I'm
Try
gonna
to
have
knock
to use
it
a tear
out.
tab.
He sounds like the grandma in Happy Gilmore. Try to get these up a little
My
better. The
fingers
glare's not
hurt.
too bad. We got a couple lights set up.
That
in
was
here.
our struggle this morning.
There we go. I love this card.
Oh,
Bad Omen.
bad omen. Yep.
If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. We'll talk to you while we're ripping packs.
Zhao Deadly Operative. What do we think the first good pull is going to be? Is there a legendary in either of these boxes? Is there an alpha rare, gold?
You know what's funny is this is our 5th set. I have never opened an alpha rare, and I have never opened a gold foil from the last set. So,
Yep.
it's reversed and text was backwards. Is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, flip. I think I get that.
Oh.
I bet I can
Wow.
change the orientation. Wonder if I can do that
Oh,
while
how
we're
about that?
midstream.
Hey, I pulled your favorite art from this set.
Yeah, show 'em that one up close to the camera.
Well, I wish I could.
I think this is the best foil. It's my favorite foil, anyway.
So what's cool is
Super textured.
yeah, textured, like just the spot foiling is really nice. Yeah, it's a great card. Yeah, you don't pick up the texture as much with the current light setup, but that's a
Who
good card.
said, no pro said, who is the best character and why is it Paul?
Well, okay, so who's the best character? So we've been writing the Cosmic Block comics, and there's some pretty awesome characters.
And some
that
new
pop up in there.
favorites.
Yeah. Of the modern story / we only went with like the book and the comic, Torque's got to be one of the better characters.
Yeah. Yeah. Torque's one of the most well-written characters. I will err on the expertise of Mark Wade, and he seemed to really like Torque and
Torque.
Moxie,
Yeah,
and
Torque
he
and
was really
Moxie.
drawn to a couple of the characters.
There's a lot of clarity, people.
Yeah. Can people order boxes from Leaky Teacup? You should be able to reach out to them.
Yeah.
And actually, now would be the perfect time to reach out to them because at the beginning of next week, we will get together with them on some of that.
Back-to-back Pestilence cards. Contagion Commander. It's a good
Well,
artwork.
William Anderson got a gold foil Paul and 3 X-rays. So
Wow.
that's good.
A gold ball. Yeah, so from useless to somewhat useful.
Yeah. But also see if you can horizontal flip both of your videos since you are both facing the outside of the screen rather than the center. Yes, and which I could just,
Can you do some
drag us over. Yeah, I could. You're gonna watch the magic happen in real time.
Whoa. I'm seeing it for the first time too.
Come on, man. Now this is not special. It's gonna
I'll probably
mess it
pull an
all
alpha
up.
rare right as you're like.
Yeah, I'll do it afterwards. It's too hard to do with one hand as I'm doing this.
Foil Vengeance.
Gravecaller, not sure. Kagan is the best character.
Mm.
He's a very good character.
For those that have read the book, when does Kagan? There's really two pronunciations.
Kagan.
Yeah, Kagan, Kagan.
Kagan is for like the technical term.
If you've read the book, when does he pop up?
Any vanilla lovers out there? Because I love a good vanilla full art. I know Ryo out there loves. I think I've heard this before too. I hope I crack a foil here, but I think this is. We've already been asked multiple times about making that
like a playmat or
poster
a
or a
print.
playmat or other things like that.
Yeah.
We'll probably do something. Moxie's awesome. Loving the new set. Super excited for our pre-release set, Dungeons and Javas.
Oh yeah.
Armando, tell them to email me
Yeah.
because I'm trying to get in touch with them.
Yeah.
So
Have them email.
that
us.
would be the perfect time for them to reach out. If they're having a pre-release tonight, have them reach out. I'm trying to get in touch.
First
Oh, crap.
banger.
Well, I guess we're opening different boxes. Ridge opened my
Major Dean.
favorite artwork we've ever done to date, I think.
Very patriotic too.
For those who follow a lot of our content, you've also probably heard that Major Dean is based off of our dad. So,
How about that? It's a good hit.
OBS has a lot of features, but it gets confusing. Yes, and we have never used it before until yesterday. So, downloaded it, set up the rig, set up the cameras, and created the overlay and did some testing. And this is kind of our first test run just to mess with it. And then when I have time in the back end and we're done, like I'll go in and flip our cameras and flip the overhead and do some of that. That'll also probably make it feel less inverted when I'm using it. So after almost finishing the novel, I did not expect some of the things that happened. I think that...
So I just saw. So I guess I have to show. Yeah, I have to show cards like this because when I show them like this, it's upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Foil
Now I
Final
see it.
Breath.
Oh wow, that camera looks pretty good. It picks that up pretty well.
iPhone 16. I had a 12. I had to trade it in, get a new
Fancy.
phone.
I probably have like an iPhone 9 or something.
Playmat, please. I love this playmat. I will give you that. We don't really have two-player playmats left. We're going to a convention this weekend, and we realized that we basically have enough to do demos with. That is it. We have some single-player playmats right now. We'll have to get
Good
some
news
new.
is every time we stock them, they clear out.
Yeah.
But it's hard to keep those in stock. I guess the next round that we're getting is the Cosmic Conquest one. So if you're watching this and you want a two-player playmat, the fastest way to get it for sure is to get it from the Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah, there
because
is a
that's-
two-player playmat right now
two-player
on the Cosmic Conquest campaign. It is it's the box art from Cosmic Conquest. I did get a Aster
Oh,
Epic.
that's that.
I will say, I mean, obviously we're biased, but the foiling that
on this set.
our graphic, head of design Efren did on these, like, really makes some of these cards pop, and we hope everybody's enjoying the new foiling that we've been doing. Change it up. I know some people like the rainbow, the glitter foil that we had before as opposed to the rainbow style now. Kagan first shows up when Shaolin goes to the discarded cave. That's right. Was Major Dean really based on your dad? Yes. So in the novel, it's Major Ernest Dean from Eagle Lake, Iowa, and our dad is Ernest Dean from Eagle Grove, Iowa. So, yes, he is actually based on our dad. And his pictures and his character design was based on pictures of our dad from when he was maybe 15 years, 15 years ago.
Yeah. Double hit.
We'll let them know. Thanks, Armando. Dang, no spoilers. Whoops. Really appreciating the official content recently. Yeah, that's something we have heard a lot of, was that people wanted us on camera more, and so we've, it's maybe not our like natural thing as you're trying to run a business and operate and do all that stuff.
Ooh.
We want to make sure that we
Got the one drop. Jali.
do a good job running the business, but we also know that people want to see us on camera. They want to interact with us. We've heard that over and over. So
we're going out to the wild. We're doing a lot of conventions this season.
Yeah, we're doing a ton of conventions this year.
And so the convention this weekend is Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee. So that'll be a pretty awesome. I think it's video game focused mostly, although not exclusively.
There's a TCG area.
Kind of, I think it's kind of like Level Up, where there's like a whole, pop culture video game vibe, but there's a lot of vendors of many different.
You're
kinds.
ripping packs a lot faster than I am. I'm talking more. I'm reading
You're
also.
reading the stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I got to give them a show.
Yeah, that's right. You don't just want to hear us talk.
Hunting
Any news
out
about
for-
Siege of the Forgotten or Nexus of Power?
Oh.
Well, I wish I had it with me. I don't.
You didn't bring your copy here.
No. We have sample copies
We
of
have
Siege of the
samples
Forgotten
on
so that
hand.
we could show those off and see what they look like in person and see if we want to make any changes and
Yep.
everything. And they're we normally do what's called offset printing. I love the foiling on that card. That's
Yeah.
another guy based off a real character. We can tell that
It's
story in a second.
Yeah, it's a real
But
guy.
it's like digital printing, so it's like 75-80%, same color matching and everything, but it just gives us a quick sample of when we do a new product, so we make sure it looks good before we print it. Everything looks great. There's a few things we want to do a little different or a little better, and so the full print run of those is about to go
Going
off to
just
print
two,
in the
2
next
to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks. Draftbox is on its way over printing, and we will probably very soon. We've already said June for Draftbox. It is going to be June. I don't see that changing, but we'll give you an official date very soon. Same with Siege of the Forgotten.
But Siege of the Forgotten's done. Samples are in hand. It looks really good. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So
A lot of people saying
we will be sharing what the plan is with Siege of the Forgotten.
we're doing something special with it.
Yeah, we'll announce that very soon.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Okay, X-ray.
That's technically my first ever
The
X-ray because
rating.
this is the first box I've opened, and in the sample packs and stuff, I did not.
See, I did a lot
Get
of the
one of
very
these.
early box opening for QC testing and all that kind of stuff.
People saying the new foiling's so much better. Foiling has been getting better every set. I much prefer the new foiling. Well, that's good news. It's good to hear. Hoping I can break into something bigger. UK conventions over the next year, so Clash can shine, but you got to be really quick with book. Yeah. So
yeah,
conventions this year, we're doing, I don't know, a dozen,
probably 12.
more than a dozen conventions across the
more.
country, and probably averaging at more than one a month, I think, across the year. So we're doing a lot of shows this year. We've got to get out and get in front of more people. What sets will the draft box contain, if you're okay to share? You want to tell them more about? We won't tell you all the draft box details because we'll have an announcement coming out about the draft
we're gonna do
box,
a full
which will
announcement.
tell
Just all the details, all the goods,
all
why
cards and
you
the
should,
stuff, and
why you should get it. What,
but
you
it
know.
will have cards that range across the first 5 sets.
Yeah, first 5 sets, but it is a curated experience, so it's not just like, hey, it's a 500 card set. We handpicked 10 contenders, and then we handpicked the card pool so that there's 2 contenders per color, and overall it's a really good experience. It's going to be a really fun product for people. So, yeah, we'll announce why you should get it. Just outside of the drafting experience, like
Did you put your big
what's
hits up here?
inside of
We'll
it.
battle it out.
Okay. What's inside of the draft box? What makes it special? Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So
All my packs are opening really smooth, which is nice. I know if you go back, those who have been with us since set 1, some of those early set 1 packs were a little tough to open, especially Kickstarter. Got a little better after that.
yeah, those are my 3 biggest hits so far. So that means we're bound to get something good in here.
I haven't had a double hit.
You haven't? I've gotten
Those must all be
2 or
coming
3.
coming at the bottom of the box. Haven't had an iconic.
This is definitely an Avenging Guy box. I've gotten a good amount of Avenging Guy like hits and foils. Got Bullseye.
What those of you who are watching, drop in the chat who you're most looking forward to playing for the new contenders. I know there's a lot of, depending on where you're
Are
at.
people gonna share their sauce before Progenitor's Gambit? That's the question.
Maybe. Still haven't been able to pull any alpha rares yet. CJ, I have never pulled an alpha rare ever to date.
He's open to, a few. Hey, just like I was saying, this is definitely an Avenging Guy. If we got Avenging Guy fans, this box was for
Hey,
you.
there we go. Complain and you'll be rewarded. I got my first double, but I just said I wanted this card in foil, and I wanted a double hit. So
So I got about 5, 6,
yeah, focus that.
6 packs left.
Yeah. Kind of laughing, Garrett, isn't it? Using the pull tabs to open packs. I got bare paws. Just grab them.
Well,
Pull them open.
I started grabbing, and then my fingers were hurting. So if you're
Yes,
just
if
joining
you're just
in-
joining, we were telling a story about how our hands hurt from putting together our new
oh man,
convention setup.
this looks great. Such a good card. Aster's just an awesome looking
X-ray
character.
foils are a masterpiece. I appreciate that. Got some berating here. Same
Yeah.
here.
Got
Someone's
4 packs.
No Pro said Paul. That's who he's looking forward to. When making Accelerator, did you think it's a broken card? What do you think about Accelerator?
Accelerator's definitely powerful. Broken. Let's let the meta shake out. See if it's
One thing I
broken.
tell people, because we've been approached a couple times recently about like, hey, you should just get rid of Accelerator or Aster, or hey, would you errata them or would you ban them or whatever. Personally, we have playtesting team. I've seen a couple of them drop in the chat.
there's some.
And they've played hundreds of games against Aster and with Aster. And
Yeah.
what I can say confidently is there are
I mean, there's
definitely ways to beat Aster, and there are
Yeah.
answers. And I think anytime a new set releases, what we see every time a new set releases is people say that one thing, is broken, or that one thing is too good. And I think that everybody rushes to play that thing, and then there's a whole group of people that their whole thing is to try to find ways to build against it, and the meta will shake itself out. I think that.
Yeah, I think the Gambit is gonna have a pretty for both of them should be a pretty good diverse group of decks and what kind of rises to the top. But if people feel that one is either more fun or more powerful out the gate, kind of like it just kind of reminds me of like Torque in set 1, where honestly I don't know if Torque was actually the best contender in deck build in set 1.
Clarity was the best.
But it's what most people were doing.
I think it was the easiest.
Yeah.
I love this card. I need this in gold. Must mean I'm not gonna hit it. The rainbow just comes through so much on the portal because of the blues and the purples.
A lot of green.
I must have put
box.
Must put my epic in here. I had another epic earlier.
I only got 2 packs left.
You better slow down. Let me catch up. You can talk. Someone said frick Alpha Aster. Dean is the secret tech. Avalo. Trying to make my counter for Aster, but it's going slow. Want to share. Oh, another chair to go. CJ, want to share a story about Dean for those who missed it from ClashCon? Probably might be what we were just talking about. Is that the story?
Yeah, I'm sure. With
We were just talking about
Major
who he's
Dean
based on and who it
influenced
is.
by our dad. And there's actually a lot of characters that
What up,
either are
Mike?
influenced or, you know, are like a retelling of them.
Yeah,
Like
so maybe we'll tell some of those stories in a video. But there's multiple characters that are based on a real person or named after a real person. So if you guys know Sonoro,
it's a real dude.
that's a real guy.
So Sonoro is Soundwave in Portuguese. That's what that means. And so he's a Brazilian breakdancer. I used to work with Luca.
His
at
real
Cirque du
name,
Soleil,
Luca
yeah.
Galante.
At Cirque du Soleil for many years. Worked together, good friend of mine. And then when we were just putting the story together, I had told him just that I was working on a thing, and he was like, "Oh, it'd be cool if, you can feel free to use me." And I was like, "Heck yeah, I'll."
So there are things about that character, like the actual clothing, his headphones, the lion ring that he wears. Like Luca actually wears that ring, and there's a lot of things from that character, and actually some pictures of Luca breakdancing
Yeah.
became cards.
Yep.
Trying to build a fun war javelineer contender and
Oh.
Kagan avenging guy contender weapon, but I only build for fun, not for wins.
Oh.
Ridge is winning right now.
Warhammer.
It's a legendary.
Look at that.
Hoping to join Ryoten's deck building sesh later to fight Aster. That's a big
Look
hammer.
at that bad boy. Amazing.
No Pro says my most broken deck right now is weirdly as Haven, which
Oh.
that is
We
interesting.
did
because-
just see Haven win. No, sorry. Haven got
Second.
Yeah. Haven got second. War got the win.
Yeah. Is there a reason why event cards are a feature of regional, national, world level gameplay rather than offhand events?
Because it leans into our fun and competitive approach. Currently, there's no one in the market that is doing that. That's offering kind of a spin on competitive play at a high level. So even with these event cards, we're seeing crazy good high level gameplay
Oh yeah.
and decks. And so what's really cool about it is people, if they want to compete, they can go compete for bounties. They can approach it, and it's not super threatening or intimidating, I should say. If they're kind of a newer or even more casual player, and it's still highly competitive. So for us, I mean, we want the best of both worlds. We want it fun. We want it competitive. We make these event cards that just do something new in the industry, because there's so many other games that already do classic constructed. They may have side events and twist rules, but we're kind of flipping it on its head and having fun as kind of the feature of our events. So
Yeah. I always just love the little story. Like this card specifically, I love the foiling on this, how Clarity's behind the foil. In the original foiling, the opposite was foiled, everything between here. And then at the last minute, we
actually flipped the
flipped
file.
it and flipped the file and foiled that part. And it turned
Yep.
out so much better
Yep.
that way, which I'm glad we did.
Look at that.
You got the same one I did. I was hoping we can make the
Both
pie.
pulled from Death to Life.
Yeah, Haven is strong, especially against Aster. Maybe there's something to it. Ryo got top 8 with Clarity in his first Clash Ground and never lost to a Torque deck. I personally think Clarity is the best set 1 contender. That's my
That's what
take. That's my personal opinion, not the official stance of the company.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's my personal opinion. I think Clarity's better than Torque. Backpack is broken with the right support. Screw the backpack.
Huh.
I think, yeah, keep
Man,
thinking
okay.
about pocket dimension and compounding interest combo.
Man, I tell you what, Haven and Haven's Backpack set 2. When I had the idea for Haven's Backpack, it was like, I think this is a great idea, but this is a very fine thing to figure out. Like, we're gonna have to try to balance this really well. And if you make it too good too soon, any card we make in the future makes it even better. And so we knew that some of the support ideas that we had, we would just kind of push a little further down the line. So Haven's Backpack was hands down one of the hardest cards to make. Anything with Haven has been challenging to balance.
Because you can't get it wrong.
Yeah.
If you get it wrong, you're in trouble. Someone said the Somewhere cards are such a nice touch with the tournaments. Loving my copy of Somewhere in Passe. Planning to play for Somewhere in QC Progenitors. That's great. We love the event cards.
Oh yeah.
Did any of you guys watch our most recent video? I think it released on
Talking about the events, the approach.
Monday of this week, where we talk about our approach to organized play and event cards and why we do all that. We just put that out. I did get a double hit. What'd you guys think of that video? Does that make sense? We're newer to content, but like we were talking in the beginning of this video, people asked for it, and we're trying to do that. Dora the Explorer Tech for the win. Definitely has those vibes.
Man, someone was like, I saw, I think it was in Team Covenant's Discord, that someone mentioned that their daughter said that Haven looked like Dora.
Mm-hmm.
And my initial, thought was like, man, Haven's way cooler than Dora.
Yeah, Haven's Chinese too. I don't know what Dora is. Hispanic potentially.
Yeah, they learned
I've never
Spanish.
watched
I think
it.
they learned Spanish in the show.
Clarity's even better in set 5. That's very possibly true. Yeah, there we go.
So
Bridge got it earlier, but this is my favorite foil in the whole set.
Yeah, that looks good.
I just love how the little
Try to center
pieces
it more.
drip, man. Love how all the little pieces drip and actually how much texture there is.
It just keeps floating off to the side.
I feel like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Anyone watching, just like, this is what it looks like on camera.
Remember trying to express how good Haven was in set 2. Then it got turned into a meme. Hey, some of us have known how good Haven has been since set 2. Obviously, she got more tools now, but
What's cool about being on the dev side and then watching people play is there's many things that we see that people don't figure out or they don't play. There's things that come up that we thought maybe wouldn't be as competitive. It's just always interesting being on this side of it. Because, as a team, we'll be like, how is no one playing fill in the blank, And so it's always cool just to see what people come up with
yes.
once the set's released.
There are times where, like, I can't believe nobody has figured out that thing exists.
Right.
And maybe people have, and they're just waiting to bring it to an event.
Or they're like, oh, I tested it and I prefer that. Like, who knows?
Maybe they're playing it at locals and they have no intention of bringing it somewhere that we're even going to see it. Are the Somewhere cards collectible? That I think we're not in the secondary market really. I would say most things. Anytime somebody asks me like, "Hey, what's this worth?" and I would say whatever someone's willing to pay for it.
Right.
I don't know. I don't follow some of the pricing. We're obviously have a little bit of knowledge of it, and some of our new store programs and stuff that we're going to be announcing help support
From
secondary
the
market.
Side, I would think that it is collectible only because it's an event exclusive.
It's an event exclusive. Had to be there or had to get it from somebody that was there.
And
So
we'll be
you would hope
announcing
that
what the plan is with, because the goal isn't to
anything
make
with the
all
portal. I love the foiling on it.
Yeah. Any card that goes to an event, it's not just going to be 100% exclusive to that event. We'll find a way to introduce it as a different
Right.
card with the same text and effects and all that kind of stuff. And so we'll share what that looks like. But in terms of playability, you will have access to those cards
Yes.
later.
Yeah.
Just different art,
I think we talk about that in the video we just put out on Monday.
It's funny because
We film sometimes like 4 or 5 at a time, and I forget what we've released and what we haven't, and then I'm like, oh yeah, just go back and watch the video, and
right.
we might not have actually talked about it.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure in the video on Monday we explained that some of those cards are coming. Um, local store exclusive cards are so crazy. Love the support you guys give to the LGS.
And we
Appreciate
just, all the stores, that needed demo decks and that kind of stuff. We're giving that support out, trying to help them grow their communities. So, oh man, I missed that you pulled that.
I was just being quiet about it. Didn't want to brag to chat. Well, I should still have an icon or epic coming up in my last couple packs. Oh wait, best card this set hands down is Check Out My Ramp. Somebody said.
Check out my ramp. I mean, I think
Willie
I
Anderson.
opened one.
I opened
Non-foil.
I opened a couple. What do you guys think of Check Out My Ramp? I feel like that's a hot take card. Once you set it out in the wild, you never prepared for what will happen, how playability of cards will shift.
Oh,
That's very true.
Especially,
I know you've been on the game design side, Tim, and it's I'm always curious how people are going to interact and play with the cards that come out.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, do you get a copy if you play in tournament? Mr. Frick, I assume you are asking about the somewhere
Yeah.
cards. Yes, those are event participation
Yeah.
and event usable cards. I should add those to Deck Planet. Yes,
Yep.
definitely
Yeah,
people
we'll
will
get
have them
you
in their
that.
collection.
Get you that info.
I'll trade you for the hammer and IR accelerator. All right. Well, I could probably find another one, so
Here.
I'll trade you.
Say if you were here right now, I'd just let you have it. But you're not.
First person that shows up at the studio can have it.
Oh,
But you got to be here before we're done streaming. There's my epic. My last epic, I would think.
Check out my ramp. Am I holding the best card in set 5? I don't know.
Could be.
Is that from
Trying to do Moxie getting her head stepped on by War with Avenging Guy about to take a shot. Actually doing something for once. Let me get a flight. Yeah, you might have to.
It'd be more expensive, probably, to buy the flight.
Yeah, it'd be cheaper to buy the cards. Anybody else got some questions for chat? This we said at the
Impromptu.
beginning, this is impromptu, but it's also a trial run.
Yeah.
There are some things I already see, like flipping us and flipping the view of the camera and just getting some things right with the overlay and the streaming and maybe even where I put my computer, so I'm not constantly over here. I'm more with the camera. Check out my ramp. Besides the visual pun, is a ramp that can't be snagged by those nasty lens. Whoa.
And I remember I made this art brief. I was like, hey, this actually...
It's the only piece done by that artist in the whole set,
Yep.
which we don't normally do. We normally try to have
normally they have multiple art pieces done.
Daft Duff.
Yeah, that's right.
I did not get my favorite death card in foil in this, but not foil, but what do you guys think of this? This is a card Ridge and I disagree on.
Disagree on.
You disagree.
I don't dislike the card.
He doesn't dislike it, but this is my favorite death artwork. I just love it. I think Leandro, right?
And you're talking about death as in that iteration, not clarity
Yeah. Well,
as death.
either way, I really like it. Can't be killed by sharpshooter either. Why is she always getting stepped on? Maxine, move out the way. I can actually hear you saying
No, hey,
that.
who was it? Ryo was last year when we were at conventions. He was like, man,
Yeah.
why are you guys always picking on Weber? Weber is just like, punching bag for everything. And when you kind of read back through, you're like, yeah, I guess Weber kind of gets, in each scenario. Weber's got a rough go.
Yes, Avalo, our screen mirroring, as we just downloaded OBS, just set it all up, just hooked the cameras up, and decided to fire off. We, after we're live, realized that all the cameras need mirrored. So, yes, that. I will work on that. I don't even know how to do it yet.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I keep, because I want to lean this way to look at the camera, so I keep getting myself out of frame. Yes, I don't even know how to do that yet. I will have to look into that. We are not.
You guys are all just a part of the journey.
We are not experts on this. You are watching us fumble our way through streaming and getting a lot of content from us, and it's not our forte. How do I get my LGS to obtain Alpha Clash? The number one best way, especially because of this new program we have right now, is to have them get in touch with us.
Yep.
Ridge and I have been doing multiple video calls every day with local game stores, getting people onboarded all over. So
that's
definitely, it's the best way. We can reach out to them, but an introduction and having them reach out to us
the intro goes a long way.
How do you say Kaio's name? It is Kaio.
Yeah, Caio. Kaio.
Yep, Kaio.
Yeah, Kaio Cacao.
Kaio Cacao. Sonoro contender win.
I mean, I have thought of a Sonoro contender. I actually just, the first thing that when I saw Garrett this morning, I was like,
You walked in and told me an idea for a new character.
This entire whole archetype. I'm like, all right, let me explain it to you. This is how it's going to work. This is when we're going to release this character, and it's going to play just like this and whatever. And it was too early for Garrett to fully comprehend. But
I said, that sounds really neat.
Yeah, that idea kind of just
lay out your
hit
best cards from the box.
That idea hit me in the middle of the night. Which is odd because I try not to do that. It just happens.
I don't know where I put my other.
So
I have another epic somewhere.
All right, how about this?
Hang on, we got to finish the question. Let's get caught up. How does it have flight? She is sitting down.
Which one?
Death, because she has wings.
She could fly if she wants to.
Bone wings. Follow up. Apex contender win.
Have thought about Apex
I think
as well.
we have said over and over that any character that has ever existed in the history of the game has the potential for a contender or multiple contenders.
Yep.
And I know people have said, like, hey, we've done 2 Clarities and 2 Magnates and 2 Mean Streaks before some other people have gotten contenders, but that's just because of the design space and the direction
card pool
and the card pool and all that. And so
Yep.
after the release of the 5th set, we already have 31 different contenders.
With 5+ releasing each set so far.
Right. So we've released 5 to 7 across all the sets. We're at 31 total. So there's a pretty extensive list of contenders.
Yeah.
And, will we continue to release 5 to 7 for every set for the history of the game? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that'll look like. There's a lot more story to be told. There is a ton of characters.
Plan on a lot more contenders with the Cosmic Block.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Cosmic Block, you'll get,
several.
let's just say 15 to 100 new contenders. And
15 to 100.
There'll be a lot of new characters and a lot of new things coming in that'll tie into synergies of the old stuff, so you don't have to only play the new stuff. But
yeah, that's
Apex equals Apex and Sonoro very well could be contenders eventually. We always get asked about T-Bone.
And also Apex
Cherry
and Sonoro
Bomb
have
and
similar play patterns but different. Just their archetypes. So yeah, they're both.
We get asked about all the characters that have basically not showed up yet. Colonel Edwards, or who there'll be a ton of people that could get one eventually. Death is Queen. Death on a Throne of Skulls is such a good design. Thank you. When will Haven become the Death Harbinger? I've talked to Al.
I was gonna say that's an Al question.
I vote Sonoro contender, Cherry Bomb contender. Haven gonna become the new Genesis. Haven is the true progenitor, but still not as OP as Paul. I've got a good question. I love Kaio's work on the IRs, but will we ever get someone else's art and signature on cards anymore?
That's a possibility. To be honest, I absolutely love working with Kaio. He's one of the best artists that we work with, period.
He's very professional. He's really good at what he does.
Yep.
And
he's timely. We work with many different artists that either communication or timeliness, or there's always something that has a potential to give, and he checks all the boxes. He's just a guy that gets the job done. And honestly, he's one of the artists that you give him the brief, his first thing that he hands you, you have no feedback.
It's always he turns stuff in, and I always go, looks good.
That's exactly what I wanted.
I don't
have anything.
I don't know how he
submits it. I see it. I hit approve.
Yeah, we do that with him more than anybody else. And
Yeah.
you know, art is a tricky thing. Art's obviously subjective, and trying to get a plan and trying to figure out the right people to use and everything. There have been people we have used, and then there's a reason we don't use them again. Either it was an unpleasant working relationship, or they got another project, or the timelines don't work, or you know, all those reasons that would
and someone
change
like Kaio, we have to book him out
far in
in
advance.
advance, because if you don't, he's so good. His schedule's full. So yeah, we try to keep him in the loop. So there's a lot of good stuff there.
Yes.
Those were my best. I guess I didn't pull all my epics, but
You have to pull all your epics. I've got since the future comics will be based on the recent Clash Grounds, I want to see how Haven will fight War. Could see that. I'll send you the videos for the camera fixes, Garrett, after nap time. Yes, thank you. Nap time for you or for the baby? Sonoro Cherry Bomb Clash Kit.
okay.
Never know.
All right.
I think we need a Cherry Bomb Torque rematch.
Yeah, right.
She can fly if she wants to. She can leave her friends behind. Sorry, I got way behind on chat. I got to talking. Death is Dragon Goth Mommy.
Dragon Goth.
Nobody clip that. Ryo, can you post in the Discord of Fable? I'd like to fix my camera angles as well. Yes, Ryo is my camera guy, because her friends can't fly, and if they can't fly, then they'll step on Weber's landmine. That's very accurate. Torque V2 win, which is hilarious because I just said that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's going to happen, but
I have thought of Torque V2. I don't know.
we know what it might look like.
Yeah.
I would love to commission some artists that work with you guys for content creation, pics, and banners, but I know I got to save up. Torque is due some love. Yeah, our art team is really good. They're also really busy.
Yeah.
If we work with them frequently, we try to keep them super busy.
Yep. It'd be hard to replace some of them.
How do we feel about live life totals for streamed games? I would love to do that.
Well, I think that's the intention with Nationals.
It's the intention for Progenitors Gambit. As far as our home studio streamed games,
we'd have to just get it figured out.
Someone's got to show me, or I have to watch YouTube videos how to do it, and then we can do it. And basically,
the hardest part is there's only such a finite amount of time to really get
to do anything.
Yeah, to do all that.
To do anything, as you can imagine, running a business with multiple prongs.
This as much as we slow down. Period.
Yes, us being slow is like when we stop to film content.
Otherwise,
we're going 1,000 miles an hour at all times, and you know, you stop working, 50 hours a week for other people, so you can work 80 hours a week for yourself, and be worried, stressed, and work 7 days a week. Mike would love to help with that if RES is fine with that. Mr. Frick. Definitely hit us up if either of you know how to do that. All right, so you got to drop in the chat and tell us who won the box battle.
Also, we could probably do like a head-to-head based on this, like which card is better.
Well, to be fair,
but that's what I was saying, like.
So, we got a few mirror matchups there. We got 3 of our 6 hits ended up being the same, so we didn't get as much variety. But these are mine.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
This is Garrett's side versus Ridge. You can tell us in the chat who you think. We're doing a great job. I appreciate it. We don't know what we're doing, but we have fun doing it. I've heard...
What's trying to doing.
Yeah, I feel like Avenging Guy right now. We went from trying to doing on.
Garrett's from trying to doing, and I'm from useless to somewhat useful.
Pretty accurate. Comes down to X-Ray Beating Hammer for Mike.
Oh. X-Ray berating over Legendary Warhammer, to me, that would be an upset. Like, if berating were to beat this in a head-to-head matchup, that'd be an upset. Because, to me, your final four, in theory, is going to be these four. Your Dark Horse could be like your Pestilence or your Aster. But, question is, like...
Sorry
like
if that's loud. I gotta practice my sneezing.
This in a head-to-head matchup, Dean and Accelerator, that's pretty tough one.
Are we going playability, or are we going
It's just purely subjective. I mean, it's objective and subjective, but...
So my take on who won is, this is my favorite foil in the whole set, but we both got one. Really good epic.
Actually,
we
really
both
like that
got
card.
one. I would take Zhao Li over from Trying to Doing, I think.
All right, so I'm up 1-0 technically.
We tied. I think Accelerator of Sorts is probably a better
playable
card, but this is my favorite card in the whole set, so kind of there.
2-0.
And then berating goes 2-0 over Warhammer, so it's tied.
So I either win like 2-1 or 3-0, depending on how you...
Let's see.
Look at
IR Accelerator wins hands down. Ridge wins. Top row wins. Nobody rooting for me.
From Trying to Do.
Late to join. Any good pills? Just one pack. We got some of the good pulls on the table right now. We can hold them up to the camera.
Yep.
Well, you pulled a Pestilence. So you both win. Want more Pestilence? Pestilence is the underdog. Zhao Li destroys Avenging Guy. Appreciate it, Pesty's the best.
See if I can pick up the
Who do you
texture.
think the top contenders will be this set? Planning on trying out
Oh, boy.
Clarity. Death is my favorite. So
Oh,
I'm
man.
always careful to say what I think is going to be the meta
Yeah.
or what I think is going to win a tournament. Because although we have some influence on the meta when it comes to event cards, and obviously we influence the meta by designing cards and things, once it's out, I don't like to influence too much on what people are going to play.
Yep.
Because I know what... So my favorite deck to play with of all the new ones is actually Avenging Guy. I just like it. I like playing with it.
I find myself
does-
gravitating towards Alpha Hunters. Like, I
Yeah.
just love... like
Says the
weapons
guy
and-
wearing the Alpha Hunter camo Alpha Class shirt. In case you can't see it. Say Avenging Guy's my favorite guy to play with in the set. I'm not going to say he's the best contender or that I think he's going to be a meta-defining character. I did see recently in a couple tier lists that he was rated very low, which hurt my feelings because I
He's a
actually
bounty
like him.
contender, though, too.
And he's a bounty contender,
so
so
technically, he's
I'm
probably...
hoping...
I would think the bounty contenders, like, by default, in theory, you'll see representation
I think
of...
people will get represented with the bounty contenders, but I also think some of those bounty contenders are going to get figured out more than some of the other contenders because people are going to dig into the card pool to either play with them or to play against them. So...
And somewhere in Des Moines, somewhere in Quezon City, like, just totally... What I love about it is, like, the flavor of it, because for us, it's just all about the lore. The lore drives everything that we do, which is why there's a comic book series that's going to go along with the sets. And, like, that everything that we do is lore-driven, and it's very flavorful that the progenitors just put their hand in the gambit. And
Ridge is Alpha Aster. We've said that. I'm Entropy. I'm
but
the
it, yeah,
chaos.
it just...
So Mike says
cool.
he's been eyeing Death, diminishing I Am Demise deck.
Oh,
Seems
okay.
really good. We saw it diminishing in competitive play for the first time ever. Yeah,
with Mark
Yeah.
Moxley.
yeah, with
Oh no, Chris. It
was Chris Brummett,
I was thinking
but
Mark was
also
the...
Melvin.
Oh, true.
Melvin and
I was thinking
Chris.
Mark was Lynn.
No Pro says Paul, but I'm biased. Love some Paul representation. It's funny, we were at a convention this past weekend, and we were demoing Avenging Guy versus Paul. and just the reactions that people got because they'd look through the binder. It's, hey, it's super powered universe. It's all these characters. And then they would play a game with 2-player Clash kit, and it's Paul, an Avenging guy. And the amount of people I heard that like laugh about Paul, like, hey, who is this middle-aged bald man on this car, with no powers? But then they would play with him, and people just loved it. So I think there'll be a lot of Paul fans. Are we getting more Clarity weapons? Maybe.
I mean, it's always possible. Her jade necklace reveals a lot of her arsenal. The Cosmic comic
Like
series
that.
is gonna show off
Jade necklace.
some cool stuff. Yeah, I mean, man,
Throw it the wrong way.
the story. I get excited to talk about the story because the comic series is awesome. Like, the issues are so good.
Yeah, we're on the 4th issue of the new comic series right now, although we haven't released any of it yet.
So we already have the outline built. The outline's built. We know what happens. We know how it starts, how it ends, and pretty much everything in between. But he writes the scripts out to make it all flow and connect and all that. And the story's really cool.
Yeah. Strangely enough, all the decks I plan to play are bounty decks. They got really good support this set. We tried to pick bounty decks that would be fun and
Kind of
playable and
like solve a
puzzle pieces for people to try to figure out.
Yeah.
So we don't just randomly pick those. We try to do that.
And we also try to pick one per set, and then of the 5 colors, and then there were 5 sets, right? So
yeah. Once we get to the 6th set and beyond, it'll be one per color, but we've been able to do that. Have we found out how PvE will be distributed? Asking if it's Kickstarter.
Not Kickstarter.
Not Kickstarter. We will have more about that. Crossing my fingers for future UK representation in the ongoing Clash lore.
Well, I tell you what, for representation, what we saw, like, I always think of the Philippines. It started at one shop. One shop, some people that were just passionate and excited about it, and then all of a sudden it's just booming.
Went from one store to 40 shops and moved to
in a condensed area.
Malaysia and Singapore and
Thailand
and moving into Indonesia, Dubai.
And so if you're passionate, man,
Abu Dhabi,
get in there, spread your joy with others at the game stores, talk about it, get people to play, because that's really what it's about. Like, if you want to grow a scene at your game store, grab a buddy, go in there, start playing. When we built up a scene in Las Vegas at one of our game stores for Dragon Ball at the time, there was no one playing there, and we just built it up, and then all of a sudden we're having like a 16-person pre-release because we just got people excited.
It happens fast with stores if you're fortunate, if you have somebody passionate. Like, we just onboarded a new store in Michigan that we met at Gamma a month ago. And like, give a shout out to Silver Sages in Sturgis, Michigan. They got product, sold out, got product, sold out, and then had pre-order product that was already pre-sold again. And that was just a little store started with 2 people, and they built a community within instantaneously.
Yeah, it helps to have someone passionate about it, and it definitely helps. I mean, people that play at game stores, like, if the game store manager or like the owner, like, if they're impressed and like it, that also goes a long way. So, like, obviously that's like a compounding effect.
Yeah. And technically, No Pro asking for UK representation on Clash lore. Well, technically it's happening for the first time via Leaky Teacups Awakening card says they're going to be there. How many progenitors are there possibly after Aster and Entropy? Well, there's one on the table. In case you didn't know, Avarice is
he's got the progenitor symbol down
progenitor
the bottom
symbol.
right.
I'm not doing that very well. I got to get better at this part.
You literally look like Ricky Bobby.
X-ray deflating is hype. I agree. We love the X-rays.
Oh yeah.
Do the comics pick up where the book ended?
So Torque Therapy, yes, but Cosmic Conquest era, no. So, but what's really clever about Al's storytelling is that he connects the book of the present to the past comics, and those comics will also show things that pop up later in future books that we already know what's going to happen.
There might even be things you see on cards right now
that could be
in
relevant.
this game that have things that end up being ancient that you see in the previous story, which ties back to the current cards. It all ties together.
Yeah.
Oh, that's done a really good job.
Yeah, Al's done a good job. I get excited talking about it because it is that good.
Ridge is always so future forward thinking. I have to be
Yeah.
just keep him, make sure he doesn't ever say anything he's not supposed to, because he's usually working on 1 to 2 sets ahead of wherever the release is at, plus story. We're working like
My head will be like
4
2
comics
years from
ahead,
now.
and he's like, I love this card, and I'm like, that comes out in the 7th set, so don't talk about that. How is the audiobook going?
So the audiobook is actually done.
It's been done for a couple weeks.
It's been done for a few weeks. We are going through with a fine-tooth comb list. There's multiple people listening to every chapter. And then we're
123 chapters. Takes 16 and a half hours to listen to it once.
Yep. And all of us are taking notes. So, for example, if the actors maybe don't portray the scene how we want, or if we want,
Or if they put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
exactly,
Yeah.
or even if they mispronounce a word or whatever it is, we're actually just taking notes. So,
It's really well done.
it's really well done. Yeah, it's
a professional
a professional
recording
audiobook.
by professional.
And Al's doing a good job
actors.
of kind of taking the lead of managing that, because he spent so much time writing it. He really wants it to like come out and be perfect.
Yeah.
So, where it'll
We
be
could
like,
have just rushed it out, but
it'll be like on
became
chapter
more important that it
52,
wanted to.
there was this one thing, and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't have any notes on 52, and I was like, well, I was thinking maybe we could have done this, and I was like, now that you say that, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it would be better.
Mm-hmm.
Sergio and others are amazing at promoting Alpha Clash. Yeah, those guys have done a good job.
Oh yeah, and heck, okay, so we got I woke up and saw it, but a store just messaging us saying, hey, I need someone to demo. I need it in the store, and I said, okay, where are you located? We'll try to get someone there, and sure enough, Philippines. So connected Toy Shogun, and I would say they'll be
That has
onboarding a new
been.
store.
I
Just
saw
like
I
that.
saw Lucky in the chat earlier. We connected with the store in Utah. Shout out
Yeah.
Lucky. Someone in Utah connected us, and we looked at where they were, and they were 10 minutes away from where Lucky
That was
Rockman
crazy.
lives. So
That
he's
was
been over
crazy.
there building the community. They've been playing weekly for a few weeks now. Well, you have a solid, passionate base here. Hoping Leaky Teacups putting in work. Yeah, that's been great. We've really enjoyed building that up and
I think I saw
get something going there.
I saw that there was, I think Leaky Teacup put it out that we were the 3rd biggest TCG in their shop.
Yeah,
Which is
already
pretty
the
cool,
3rd
'cause
biggest.
that's
There's
like-
a lot of card games.
There's a lot of card games, and we're new to their shop, so
Yeah. Merciless. They converted a new player from Magic last night.
heck yeah.
Wonder what a British alpha even looks like. Well, he's not British, but Apex is at least. Apex is
He's
Belgian.
Belgian.
That's one of the closer,
Yeah.
geographically closer people to you.
Yeah.
And Lynn would technically be
Norwegian.
Norwegian. So not British, but we're getting closer.
Yeah, we're in the
Any
realm.
info on that UK event? Well, there's 2 Awakenings at Leaky Teacup. I don't have the dates in front of me right now, but
I don't either.
we'll get you connected to that. Better get some sort of night. Yeah, we'll have to do something like Royal British. Tell you anything you need to know about the UK event? Are you considering conferences outside the US? Yes.
Yeah, we applied to like UK Game Expo and another big one.
Also
blanking on
looking
it,
at
but-
one in Asia. We've been talking with Toy Shogun about them going to a couple of events over there.
There's a
They're
couple
going
big
to
ones,
one
yeah.
that has like supposedly 200,000 people. What's that
It's
called?
crazy. I can't remember what it's called. Is it a toy fair?
Yeah, it's like a toy fair thing
But
with games.
to think that that's twice the size of Gen Con,
Yeah, Gen Con is.
to
Insanely
think about
big.
that, it's like, wow.
Yeah, we did apply to a show in the UK.
Yeah, there were two shows, and I'm blanking on who the other one was, but UK Game Expo was one of them. So far, no dice.
Yeah, so it just depends. Obviously, it's much easier for us to travel in the United States, especially with our team members and our. I can't wait to post in Discord and Facebook when we go to Milwaukee this weekend for you guys to see our new booth setup.
Yep.
I know some of you guys saw about 1/8 of it.
Yeah, if you saw our booth at Capital City Card Convention, which was in Des Moines at kind of a small venue, it was really like a sport card show and
Sports cards and Pokemon mostly.
yeah, pretty much. And there was like 200 vendors, but it was really like everyone just got like 1 or 2 tables. So, there was like 150 to 100 like just squares of tables, islands of tables. And so we had a 9x9 space, and we just took 2 pieces of our new booth,
Mhm.
which is roughly 1/10 of the booth setup,
Yeah.
1/8, whatever it is. And so we just set that up, and what was cool is there was so many people there that were just like,
They
"What
were
is
blown
this?
away
This
by
looks-
our booth, which
this
is
looks so
we were
cool."
like, well, it's gonna be really exciting next week because we have a 30x10 booth
Yep.
in Milwaukee. We have a gigantic booth.
I now wish we had a 20x20,
I know.
but 10x30 will do. We'll make it work.
Yeah, the book ends with the Harbingers showing up, and Torque Therapy starts after they have been defeated. Did I miss the middle part?
No.
No, and
Also, not necessarily.
not necessarily after they've been defeated.
Yeah, not necessarily after they've even fought. So,
It's just
book
Torque
2 will.
running.
Yeah, book 2 will explain that.
Well, we do see Pestilence show up at the end of Torque Therapy. Spoiler alert if you haven't read it, sorry.
Yeah.
Very glad about it. If you guys ever need help demoing for the UK, DM, big up in
Yeah.
the EU. Are there any details you guys can share about the Harbinger's Ascension? No.
Not
Not
right
yet.
now. Not right now.
Not yet.
But we'll share once we have those details. But we'll be releasing the rest of the OP schedule.
The next, most of the
Very soon.
awakenings are scheduled. The next 2 Clash Grounds are actually 90% final, so we can put that out a lot earlier.
And for stores that haven't been onboarded yet for Awakenings, we can still get them in, but we already put in the order for the first round of promos.
They wouldn't be able to have their first one until maybe June or July at the earliest.
Yeah,
but
it'd probably be July at this point. So
probably no new stores onboarding are going to get
technically
events in
they
May.
could host an Awakening, it just wouldn't have the event card for it.
Yeah,
So that's the downside.
yeah. Kudos on the Massanim Awakening schedule, by the way. Appreciate it, Lucky. In case you just joined, I just gave you a shout out, so you missed
Yeah.
it. You missed it if you weren't here.
Lucky fellow wrestler, Chiefs fan.
Yeah, that's our guy. Lucky was
Yeah.
a wrestler, a Chiefs
dude.
fan. Good dude. Those are right up our alley.
Three good things.
What I pulled these out a long time ago and I never talked about it. What pack art do you like the best? I have one that I like a lot better than the others. Clarity, Aster, Paul, or Avenging
I don't know
Guy?
which one I like the most out of those 4.
It's just all your pile of everything else.
Yeah, those are just the commons and uncommons and rares, non-foils.
I was here. All right,
These were the rest of my hits. I don't know where you put yours, but
mine are right here.
Oh.
What'd you get? I got Jade Necklace, Archaic Shield, Zhao Li, Deadly Operative, Avenging Guy Hitting the Mark, Clarity, Warcry, Death Touch, Compromise, Certain Reactor, Slip Away, Lynn, Home Field Advantage. I love that card. Give and Take. It's a good foil. Avenging Guy pack, Paul pack. Final Breath, Conquest, Bad Omen. I feel like Home Field Advantage might be my best.
I think
Also
Sonoro's
like-
my.
Those are probably my best.
I do like the art on Smoke Grenade. It's well done. In terms of just.
All right. Any more questions? I gotta put Ridge back to work. He's taking too long of a break here. I gotta make sure we're staying on track.
Yeah,
Can't let
blades.
him sit here and hang out all day.
Yeah, exactly. I do like to get, in front of the community, answer questions, hang out. We've got an aggressive convention schedule for this year, so we've got Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee this weekend. We've got potentially, another one in the Midwest, kind of a few weeks after that. We've got Des Moines Con,
and
Progenitors Gambit, Phoenix Fan Fusion, Origins, Gen Con, maybe another convention
potential
snuck
one in
there.
the summer.
Looking at past August,
Galaxy Con.
Galaxy Con, LA Comic Con, hopefully PAX Unplugged, hopefully PAX West if we can pull that off. probably missing one or two, but we do really well when we get the game in front of people. Just this past weekend, onboarded 2 new game stores just in the.
And we just randomly met at the convention.
Met them. They love the game. Getting them onboarded, and then we created a lot of super fans too. I mean, it was.
I love that one of the stores we onboarded this weekend is called Moxie Card Shop, and the guy is a military guy. And I was like, that's your Team Alpha Hunter now automatically.
Yep, he's an Alpha Hunter.
You don't have a choice. You're an Alpha Hunter.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Yes. Will said, will you guys, or let's see. Will stream, okay, when Serenity. Will streams like this become a regular thing now? Yes, I would say either weekly or bi-weekly. We will plan to get on a live stream. I got to do some screen mirroring and adjust some stuff, and this was our practice test run to try out all the new equipment. If you're just joining and you're wondering why everything isn't perfect, well, this is not our cup of tea. We don't do this stuff. We normally have people help us with this, and we did it, and we set it up, and this is a trial run. So we will get better at this, and yes, I would say probably weekly. We will do like a midday stream typically. We could do a night stream, but I would guess midday probably best.
Help people get through their work days.
Yes, we need people to take a break in the middle of the day. Wish you guys would come to the Twin Cities. Will, is there a convention in the Twin Cities?
It's not far from us.
Because that is close to us. We could get there pretty easily.
Yeah, a couple hours away.
I don't remember seeing anything in Twin Cities that was...
There's 2 stores off the top of my head in
I meant convention-wise. There are a couple stores up there.
But I'm not sure about... Yeah, I'm not sure about conventions. I haven't seen any really pop up.
Yeah. We try to keep a pretty good eye on the convention schedule. There are a couple sites that just list, like, all the conventions, but I don't remember seeing any up there. He says there's a bunch in the Twin Cities. Well, Twin Cities... So Ridge and I are both in Iowa now. So basically Chicago, Des Moines, Kansas City, St. Louis, Omaha, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, like those kind of things. Even getting down to Tulsa, that's 7 hours. All those other things are within 5 hours. So for us, that's really easy for us to load up the convention gear and drive over. When we fly, it takes a lot more planning because we either have to crate and freight
LA Comic
ship.
Con and Phoenix Fan Fusion are going to be some logistical.
Yeah, we have to like crate up and freight ship and do all those things because we can't travel with our booth.
Because in the past we've traveled with everything.
Yeah, our new booth we can't travel with
It's literally not possible.
Yeah, it's like 600 pounds.
Yeah.
So, Game Center is where we try to have a weekly league. That's right.
Yeah,
hey,
Game Center.
Will, have them reach out to us. Have them message support@alphaclashtcg.com because I actually need to talk to them.
Yeah, they're on our list of like, I know that they actively, carry our.
We have some stuff for them. We want to get some Awakening set up there and talk to them about our store program where you guys are playing. All right. Anything else? Anybody else got any other questions for us? I have no idea how long we've been live. I didn't pay attention.
I didn't look either.
Oh, it's at the bottom. 1 hour and 18 minutes.
Wow. That went pretty quick.
Yes.
For me.
We've been talking. Yeah, Will, it's support@alphaclashtcg.com. Have them reach out. Or if you want to, I'm not sure what your name is in the Discord. It's hard to keep track of everybody. You can also DM me in Discord if you're in there and help us get connected. But any other questions? If anybody wants to extend your work break or hang out or anything a little bit longer before we get back to it, we leave in the morning bright and early for Milwaukee for the Midwest Gaming Classic. Basically, we got to load up today, get everything ready, and then tomorrow morning we'll drive up. It's 5 hours, close enough to drive. And then basically right when we get there, we go straight into loading, and our new setup will take us 3-4 hours to get everything together and set up and ready for the weekend. And then we actually have a second booth where we will be from 6 p.m. to midnight tomorrow, so long day tomorrow.
Yep.
And that's kind of like a TCG previews demo area where they don't open the main hall. It's only a side hall, and it's called Preview Night.
Yep, in Tabletop Village.
Yeah, it's called Tabletop Village. And then we'll be there all day Saturday and all day Sunday. So if you are needing us specifically, Ridge and I are going. We got 6 people going up there. Pretty big crew, big setup. So if you're reaching out to us specifically, we will get back to you as quickly as we can. Need to start writing Discord names on foreheads for tournament registration.
Literally.
Yes.
We should do something like fun. I don't know.
That
like,
just reminds me of The
name
Office
tags.
when they had to put
Maybe it's more
put their
name
names
tags
on.
of like Discord names, so then people are like, oh hey.
Yes. People will come up to me and be like, "Oh, I'm, hey," and they probably know who I am because they've seen me on YouTube or something, and they'll start talking to me, and I'm like, they'll tell me their name, and I'm like, "Hey, what's your name on Discord?"
Yeah, right. Because then that just helps.
Oh,
me
okay.
associate.
Yeah, we've talked.
Yeah.
When is Spartan's here. When is set 6 going to be announced, and what is it going to be called? So sets 6, 7, and 8 all have names, and they all have tentative/firm release dates. I don't know when we're going to put that out there. We will probably very shortly. So DraftBox,
I would
Nexus of
anticipate
Power.
May is when
Yeah,
we will
probably
say
May.
what.
We could even do it at Progenitors Gambit. We'll see.
Yeah.
It could be something fun to announce there. We will do some other announcements at Progenitors Gambit. So maybe we'll announce the next Clash Ground. Maybe we'll announce the next set. I don't know. That is all loosely in the works for the next 2 months of announcements, where we could do it all sooner, but we kind of want to hold on to it
Yeah, you got a
to
couple
announce
other
it there.
juicy
But
announcements and all that.
we could announce them sooner because there's a couple other big things we could announce.
That'll just be like
there.
a waterfall.
Yeah, hey everybody, here's 10 things to be excited about the rest of the year. We have a lot of big announcements coming. I feel like I say that all the time, but it's like, we waited 9 months to 12 months to talk Mark Wade.
Yeah.
And those kind of things where we're often working on something for a year before we get to even put it out there. Like, we're finalizing a deal of a new big thing that's probably coming like right now, and I hope that all just settles and it's done, and I don't know when we can talk about it, but it'll be fairly soon in the next couple months, I hope. So when is it going to be announced? I don't know. Next couple months. We have a lot of things. We'll announce next Clash Ground, the next set, all the bounties and the event card for the next event and that kind of stuff, as well as some other comics. And we have a big thing we'll announce at the end of April, probably the biggest thing on our list. And we'll be doing it live on YouTube.
That's news to me.
No, it's not. And what else do we have? Anything else before we
I don't know
wrap
if
it?
there's
And
anything else
now's
we
the
can talk-
time. If you guys, there's still 20 of you in here, so if you got any questions,
I don't know if there's anything that we can share that we haven't.
a lot of things
yet.
I would like to talk about. I can't say
I know.
yet.
Be nice to share all the things. But
We will, if you are going to be at Progenitors Gambit, I know we're going to be showing up with, you can get all kinds of Rising Empire and Alpha Clash gear. We'll do some custom, like a Progenitors Gambit logo kind of shirt, but been repping, getting some new gear, testing the waters, kind of like we're doing with our stream today, testing out some clothing things, see what we like and what they might look like. But all right, if there are no more questions in the chat, we will call it a day and start packing for Milwaukee.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks everybody for joining. Hope you all have a great day. Hopefully we got you a little work break for our American people. We'll see everybody soon. Thanks for joining.